Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open, try to be receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with a 9 of Wands. This is strength. This is a... you have to excuse my voice today. I'm coming up with a chest cold here. The 9 of Wands is strength. It is the resolve that comes from knowing who you are, from knowing what you want. You have this lunar connection, see? Conscious and unconscious, heaven and earth, above and below, are connected in such a way that it's what empowers you, right? Well, let's put that into some context, though. Let's see what is going... Oh, a 10 of Cups. Nice. All right, we've got some Lust or Strength card. This is major arcana, major strength. See, it's really because you're connecting with this creative source in you. With this is some Leo energy down below. This is really strong energy. And of course, we have the Moon card. It wasn't always this. This was a big risk that you took recently, I think. We've got some challenges, of course. We've got the Hanged Man. We've got the victory over the challenges. I like that. 6 of Swords, a 10 of Wands, and a 5 of Wands. Wow, a lot of this really good, strong, fiery, creative, assertive energy. This is really, really nice. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we are just going to set down right over here. We'll put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, all right? It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you might know what that card is, or Tiny Bob whispers it in your ear, I want you to put that prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right, I think it'll be good for us. Let's take a look around the room, because we've got 3 major arcana energies. And this really is... Gosh, my voice today, my chest, I'm getting this chest cold. We thought we got rid of it, but now it's back again. I got my vitamin C drink over here, and nothing seems to really be helping. We've got 3. We've got the Moon, and we've got the Hanged Man. But right in the middle, we've got this Lust or Strength card, right? And I think that the Moon was really a big transition. You recently took a big leap of faith, so to speak. You walked through a doorway... through which you couldn't really see the other side. It seemed kind of black. The future was uncertain here, but you did it anyway. You took the risk. You used your strength, your certainty, right, to get through that doorway. And really, you had to summon all of your creative strength. You had to summon all of your force and fire, your courage, your bravery, right, your magical ability to have this kind of deep inner spiritual certainty that you were doing the right thing here. And you know what? It's paying off. It really is paying off. And then, of course, we have the Hanged Man, which is your general energy when we get to the path of the Serpent. And this really could be a couple of things. I don't want to speculate on this just yet. Let's read some of the other energies first. We obviously have a lot of fire. We obviously have quite a bit of water. We do have some air energy that I think... is going to be a challenge, but it's going to be a challenge that you can overcome, right? What we're not seeing is the earth energy. So to me, that tells me, I'm getting the impression that this is going to be the best month of your life. right? This is going to be the greatest time. You can't be stopped. This is it. You've got to enjoy it. You've got to be present in the moment. You got to be in the here and now, right? The ever-present, eternal here and now. You have to make contact with the earth. You have to ground your energy, because I think you're going to be very much in your emotions, very much in your creative energy, very much in this air energy, right? With the kind of mental gymnastics that you're going to be enduring. You've got to find a way to connect with what you're doing, with what you're accomplishing, right? So that could be some of this hanged man energy, allowing some time to relax and kind of allow yourself to be absorbed by the earth energy, right? It's kind of, I know it's water energy with the hanged man. We have a lot of water here. So in some ways, yes, it is kind of immersing yourself in the feeling of the thing, but we need to let that water settle on the solid material that we're building in our lives. All right. Well, let's start with these two. This is telling me that it literally is going to be the best month of your life. Because you walked through this doorway, you took a big risk. You trusted in yourself. You made a commitment. You made a promise, perhaps a promise to yourself. Maybe it's a promise to others. We don't have any court cards here. So I feel like this was a really big step for you personally, internally, spiritually, psychically speaking. Okay, I think it is going to have a lot of implications in your external environment, right? And we're going to talk about those. We have the couple of 5s here at the top. But with the 9 and the 10, this is something for which you had to do for yourself, right? And other people, yeah, we need to be aware of how our actions affect others, of course, always, right? This was a big step for you, and I think this allowed you to really connect with who you are. We've been having a lot of Aquarius readings lately, and they all have to do with this sense of destiny, this sense of a divine mission, right? I'm almost wondering now if this is mission accomplished, if you have succeeded in making this spiritual breakthrough, right? Achieving some kind of a goal. It's almost like a milestone in your spiritual path, okay? And I think it took a lot of courage for you to get right here, right now, in this eternal and infinite here and now. And I think it gives you a lot of confidence that you were able to do this. Whatever that moon energy was, whatever that kind of dark, scary doorway was, you pushed through. You went ahead and did it. And now you're here. Now you've got this confidence. Now you're connected with your true self. And it's as if nothing can stop you, right? But not only that, you're getting this 10 of Cups as well. And to me, the 10 of Cups is kind of the challenge. I think, one, this is the challenge of letting yourself feel this kind of satisfaction. When something is this good, it's almost as if you want it to be, you want something to go wrong a little bit, just so it seems more real. We want to pinch ourselves so that, okay, I feel some sort of contrasting emotion, right? Because this is a lot of good stuff, this one, right? So I think there is in you this reluctance to accept all of this wonderful energy, right? Especially something that seems absolutely perfect, right? You've got this this power about you, this keenness, this observation, this spiritual vision. And I think you're in some ways looking for a red flag here, right? The 10 of Cups is a lot, and it's a lot all at once, okay? And it's a lot of emotion. It's a lot of good things. It's kind of like suddenly, suddenly it's your surprise party, right? And there is just a crowd of people that are all here to give you affection, and it seems a little overwhelming. I can feel that. And this is, I think, part of this hanged man thing where it's okay for you to enjoy this. Okay? It's I feel like you're looking for red flags, sure. And the challenge really is to allow yourself to experience this. Again, we have to kind of ground this energy. We have to allow it like into our bodies, into our lives, and not not feel as if there's something suspicious about it, because we could go the suspicious route right into this 8 of Swords, right? And this is kind of looking at this 10 like it's a problem to solve, right? That there's something going on here and you've got to figure out what it is. And sure, that's one way, that's one way that you could go with this. And it comes from this confidence that you have of being able to conquer any kind of problem. Right? Now you have this 9 of Wands, this courage, this strength of spirit. And in some ways we want there to be a challenge. We want something else to conquer, right? We want something else to have victory over. So the 8 of Swords is it's kind of a trap. We're being ensnared by our own minds here. And, this is, I think, one way that we could get a little off balance, right? A little off balance here. Because if we think about the Tree of Life and the middle pillar of the Tree of Life, just looking at this 10 of Cups, we have the Ace up here. We've got the 6, the 9, and the 10. Well, we got the 9 right here. You have a real foundation of stability now, right? Real foundation of stability. And we have a 6 and we have a 10. We've got a 10 here, the 10 here. If we do a 5, right? If we get into this 8, then we're kind of off balance, right? Then we're leaning to one side where it's kind of like we're looking for trouble, right? We want to stay with the Ace, 6, the 9, and the 10. We want to stay right in the middle, stay in balance. Going with the 5s or the 8, I think, is going to take us away from the central pillar here. And, of course, the 10 is the manifestation of all of this good stuff. Right there at the 10, that's where it meets the earth energy. That's when it's in everything. It's in your awareness. You can feel it in your body. It's something tangible that you can enjoy, yeah. And I think that's the challenge here for you. This is the greatest thing that you've done. This is the biggest breakthrough that you've made. So far, this is, I think, the best month of your life. Next month could be even better, yeah. We've got to let this energy come all the way down and manifest in the world around us, rather than looking for a problem to solve, right? Now, the 8 of Swords, it has light and shadow. This is problem solving. This is using our mind to get ourselves out of a jam. We've got the skills to tackle any kind of problem. These are the real skills here. But we could misapply these. We could try to find solutions where there aren't any problems. Okay, so we want to avoid this. Let's go back to the center. Right? Let's go back to the middle. Let's manifest this 10 of Cups. And we also have the 10 of Wands over here. And this is their opposites. And this is the fire. This is what we don't want. Right? We don't want to accept the 10 of Cups and immerse ourselves, Hanged Man style, and just surrender to the flow of this beautiful love energy, and then realize that we've been betrayed. Realize that it was really this fire in disguise, because then it's almost as if we should have seen it coming, etc. So it's really, it's important for us to be aware of what's around us, to be aware of the potential for danger, I guess, but not in such a way that we're going to be suspicious of everything, and then we're not going to enjoy this really huge moment, this huge breakthrough that you're experiencing. Okay, and let's look up above everything. We've got the 5s again, and the 5s really are your way of moving energy around in order to see the contrast. Right? It's almost as if we've got this 10 of Cups, but we want the 10 of Wands as well, just so we can have a little bit of joy and sorrow. We can have pleasure and a little bit of pain, so there's a contrast. It's like pinching yourself when you're dreaming, right? So the 5 of Cups up here, this is almost a feeling like we want a little bit less of this Ten of Cups, this love, this pleasure, this satisfaction, that we almost want to take a step back, and so that we can assert ourselves again. Does that make sense? We almost would rather have the water be flowing in and out. We'd rather have the waves of the ocean than just a kind of stagnant but beautiful lake, right? I mean, that's as close to an analogy as I can make, I think. But we could look at this card in a different way. We could look at this card because it is in the external world. It's in the position above, which is kind of what you're looking for, or what's external to you. We could look at this as you sharing in this moment, right? That if it's all for you, that if you are immersed in this, it might be overwhelming. What if we were to use this Five of Cups and we were to share, right? We said that this was a big breakthrough, a big spiritual moment for you, personally, internally, psychically, spiritually, yes. But you're not an island. You're not living in a vacuum. You can experience this with others, right? And so maybe this is about kind of sharing in this moment, sharing in this gift, being generous with some of this really abundant water energy. Now, the water energy is really the sense of meaning and purpose, the satisfaction that you're feeling, right? And I kind of wonder if you're discovering what your purpose is. I read a quote last night that the purpose of life is to discover your gift. The work of life is to develop your gift. And then the meaning of life is to give that gift away. So I wonder if that's kind of what's going on here, is with the Lust or Strength card, you have discovered the source of your own creativity, your passion, whatever you're doing in your life. Now, this is a very general reading, right? I don't know if this is career, this is something family, personal, if it's something regarding a romantic relationship maybe, if it's your own creative works, or if this is purely a kind of a spiritual quest, right? I don't know how it's manifesting for you. This is a life reading, okay? And I think you're discovering the meaning of life. And you are starting to realize your creative purpose, right? We are all here to create. But how we create, what we create, and who we create with is all unique, okay? But I think you're learning just how creative you are, just how passionate you can be when you discover that thing, that gift, right? And this is the passion, the zest for life. And I think you're beginning to feel that deep within your soul. And maybe now it is time to share in that with someone. Let's move over to the path of the serpent now. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave some comments for me as well. I really enjoy hearing about where all of you are from. Our community is really spread out across the entire globe. And it's fascinating for me to hear about kind of, where everybody is. Anyway, the Hanged Man is the first one here, general energy. And this could be a couple of things. This could either be your self-denial of this joy. It's a renunciation. You receive these gifts and these blessings from Spirit, and you renounce them. Right. Okay. Well, that could be one way. I think that is a little bit part of your energy here, and we kind of talked about that. I think that might be coming from a little bit of an Eight of Swords place. Feeling that the best way to avoid, God, this chair is squeaky. The best way to avoid disappointment is to just kind of, renounce any of this good stuff anyway, to not want any of it. But I think the Hanged Man can be looked at in a different way. I think the Hanged Man is an energy that is not fighting, right? Is not struggling against the flow of things. And maybe this is the key here. for how you can accept these blessings in your life, immerse yourself in them, not wrestle against them, not have this kind of overthinking nature. By sharing that, by giving some of this away, right? And what I mean by that is really the 10 to the 5, right? It's a simplification, it's a reduction, it's a sharing of what we have, right? And so I really think that it's going to be easier for you if we find ways to experience this in the company of others, right? Doing this in isolation seems like it is leading toward this 8 of Swords that we don't want. But perhaps finding other like-minded individuals, right? Finding your people, finding your tribe, and being able to share in the emotion of this. Now, we see some of that with the 5 of Swords, or the 6 of Swords. The 5s tell me that there is the need for movement in some of this, that we want the waves of the ocean rather than the stagnant but beautiful, still lake. Okay, so I feel as if we need others. We need a sense of community. We need to find our people, our tribe. This is the 6 of Swords in the position of your environment. And to me, this is the idea that you're finding harmony and resonance in other people that kind of think and feel the way you do, or that know what you are going through, right? And perhaps it is difficult to share in this with other people who don't really know, who haven't been there, right? Who aren't on a similar path, who we can't really communicate about it because they don't speak that language, right? So we're going from that 8, and this is the kind of confusion and feeling like there's a problem and we got to fix it. This now is the way that you fix it. And I think that is really finding other people that you can talk to, not only with words, right, with language, but just in the emotion of it. Someone who knows what you're feeling and can share in that feeling. No words even have to be expressed, right? Someone who's been there, or somebody who is familiar enough with the kind of work that you do, or the kind of spiritual path that you're on, that can share in that, in a heartfelt moment, so to speak, right? Because this card is all about the reconciliation of the heart and the mind. Now the mind isn't so reeling, and the heart is at peace. There's a lot of balance and harmony in this. So we are finding victory over these challenges, but it's not by just kind of, it's not by wrestling with the challenge and fighting it and trying to figure it out. It's more just through this kind of acceptance of harmony and love, this easiness, this flow, between you and someone else. Now it could be a family member, a friend, it could be a romantic partner, a spouse or something. It could be a counselor. It could be someone who's involved in the same spiritual organization as you. We need to communicate what we're experiencing, because to me this feels like such an intense joy that it can overwhelm the mind. And so there needs to be a way to relieve some of this emotional pressure, even though this is the best month of your life. This is the best feeling you could imagine, this kind of bliss. It does threaten to overrun your psyche, right? We need to have a kind of a pressure relief valve. And I think that takes the form of these connections and the sense of community that you have. And then I think there will be this ability to immerse yourself in this and relax and allow this process to do its magic in your life, right? To really continue your transformation. And this is a real ease. And we want this. This is relaxing on the water, just floating with the waves, right? There's no struggle. There's no worry. You're just kind of, you're just floating on the surface, and it feels nice, right? We want that. The Ten of Wands is what we're kind of trying to avoid, and that is for me, really, that's the overwhelming. That's the seeing this blessing, now seeing it as a curse, right? Being so overwhelmed that it kind of exhausts us, and it, in some ways, it's going to really, this kind of bliss, this satisfaction, this creative energy is going to build up within you, and the pressure is going to build and build and build. It's a psychic tension. And I feel like it needs to be released as well, because if you look at this, we've got a 10 of Cups and a 5. We've got a 10 of Wands and a 5. So there's this idea of things building up and reaching kind of maximum capacity. Creatively, psychically, emotionally, spiritually speaking with these two. And then we need to find that release. So I think really what the 5 of Wands up here is talking about is you channeling some of this energy into new creative projects. It doesn't matter what, right? It doesn't matter what or where. Just do something, right? Create something. If you're a painter, just get your paints out and just start painting. Doesn't matter what, right? A million different things. Just to relieve some of this energy. This could be physical activities, sports, martial arts. This could be any kind of playing music. Whatever you do to kind of depressurize this creative energy, right? Especially with this luster strength card down here, because this really is the engine. This is generating all of this creative pressure, this spiritual psychic pressure that I don't think you really are used to, right? And so you have to have an outlet for that. You have to have an emotional outlet and a more physical and psychic outlet with these two. Right? We've got to move this energy around because they can't stay in the tens for that long. Okay? And I think that in large part is due going to be assisted by you finding your community. Look in the newspaper, find some kind of group that you can join. Right? Like there's meetup groups, and there's social media groups, and there's sports teams, and there are study groups, prayer groups. A magical order, reach out to someone in your church, temple, lodge, or order, any of these kinds of things, right? And it's for that the emotional, spiritual release, and for that psychic and physical, right? That vital energy that needs to be released as well. I want to look at the mystery card, all right? I really do think that this is the best month of your life, and it feels like this is a big shift in your life, and we've got to figure out exactly how to deal with this kind of success, this kind of blessing, right? We need to find a way to ground it, and we're grounding those emotions, we're grounding that physical, vital energy, so that it doesn't build up inside of us and cause this kind of mental, psychic tension. Okay? So let's look at the mystery card. If you have an idea about this card, put your predictions down below. I want to see some earth energy, right? 6 of discs would be perfect. Let's see what we've got. Well, we've got a 9 of cups. Okay, we'll take that. We'll take that because now we're not in this overwhelmed 10 of cups state, right? Which is very close to being like way too full, right? This is saying, I think I ate too much at the buffet. I think I'm going to be sick, right? And we start spinning and it doesn't feel good. We're backing that off just a little bit. 9 of cups. This is the sweet spot, honestly. This is where we want to live. We don't want to be in a maximum 10. You never turn your stereo all the way up to 10. You can blow your speakers out. Maybe a 9.5, right? The maximum is there to say you don't want to go past this point. Well, we don't want to be right up against that point because then it's very easy to go overboard, right? It's very easy to get overwhelmed, very easy to blow your speakers out. So we back it off to a 9, 9.5. It's perfect, And I don't know, even like thinking of the Olympics or something, you never really get a perfect 10. I don't think I've ever seen that in the Olympics, right? When someone gets a perfect 10. I think a 9.5 is like, that's the best. That's like a world record, right? So we've got that now. And this is the card of happiness. This is the card now, it's a 9, right? It's an odd number. It's an active function card. So this is not just existing in this state that is very close to being overwhelming, right? It's where we don't want to be suspended, Hanged Man. We don't want to be suspended right there in between these two tens, where at any minute now we're worried that things are just going to become too much. We're going to blow the speakers out, right? So we back things off a little bit, and this keeps us engaged. It keeps us always working for a little bit more. It keeps things flowing, right? And it allows us to relax a little bit, you know? When the pressure comes down as, oh no, it's in the red zone, it's at you've got maximum RPMs here. Let's get out of the red zone. Let's get back into a nice cushion level that we can enjoy, right? And I think that's what we got with the 9 here. And I think that it's through these reaching out to your community, reaching out to your loved ones, in order to relieve some of this, the emotional pressure and the psychic, physical, creative pressure with the fire and the water. I think you're going to come to a more relaxed enjoyment of this month, right? This is a reading for December. This is, I think, the greatest month of your life. Let's not let it get overwhelming, you know. Let's release some of this energy so we can bring things to a nice, comfortable level. This is where you really are having fun at the party. Yeah. This is the dream that keeps on dreaming. This is the happiness that keeps on happening. And that's what we want. We want to keep generating this bliss. And so it does feel like a little bit needs to go so that we can generate a little bit more, right? And that's how we make progress. That's how we keep things moving. That's the waves of the ocean rather than the still, stagnant lake. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading, Aquarius. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. I hope you'll come back and see me again tomorrow. All right, there's plenty of room. Plenty of room. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.